The Great Demon War occurred 1,000 years ago. One day, demonic beasts suddenly crossed the front lines and attacked humans. Humanity fought against them for survival. The long and endless war continued. The land was stained with blood. As the demonic beasts kept coming, humanity was gradually pushed into a disadvantage. Then, a magician appeared. The magician rode a black dragon, sweeping through the battlefield and defeating the demonic beasts. The overwhelming majesty instilled fear in the beasts. Humanity praised their hero. However, the magician met a mysterious death at the very moment of victory in the Great Demon War. The chosen one, the one obsessed with strength, the one who does not succumb to the temptations of corruption, I await you. With a mysterious beginning, informing about a world of magic or a game. Our story begins welcoming a very good evening to the ladies and gentlemen who are waiting for today's main event. The World Champions' 17th title defense match, and it's about to commence. The challenger in the blue corner. Patrick enters the ring showing overwhelming strength, and next, in the red corner, with 37 fights, 37 wins, also known as the World Champion with a 100% KO rate, named Kim Jin-ho. Our MC steps his foot inside the ring. Since Kim Jin-ho hasn't been using his footwork in recent matches, Patrick speculated in an interview that he might have a leg injury. He will likely target that weakness today. After all, Kim Jin-ho is over 40 years old now. If the injury is real, we might see a new champion crowned today. And just like that, the match begins. Even though Patrick is far from Jin-ho, he can feel his overwhelming presence as expected from a champion. Patrick decides to attack Jin-ho's injured leg, so he goes for a tackle. He is determined to make sure that his opponent can never use that leg again. He smirks as he is about to get the leg, but to his surprise, Kim Jin-ho predicted that, and his perfect spinning kick knocks his opponent out cold. Jin-ho speaks up. He says that this is why he doesn't use his leg since the match becomes too easy. After the match, our MC leaves without attending the press conference. He tells the coach to contact him when the next match is scheduled. The coach tells Jin-ho to just take the car since the weather is unbearable. Jin-ho replies that he will just run to his home because there will be traffic on the road. After hearing it, the coach shouts that the distance is 30 kilometers, but at that moment he is being cornered by the reporters of the press conference. Was the rumor about Kim Jin-ho's leg injury just a planned fake? They question. The coach sighs, thinking that he understands Jin-ho's feelings. From his debut to becoming the champion, the coach was always there. He feels sorry for Jin-ho because until the day he retires, there won't be any opponent that can bring him joy anymore. He replies that there isn't any injury, but Kim Jin-ho took on the penalty himself. Meanwhile, Kim Jin-ho reaches his home on the 34th floor. Upon entering, he takes a shower and goes to his gaming room and starts playing the Control PC game named Last Savior, a game with extreme difficulty, so much so that even Korean users gave up on it. But for the past 10 years, Kim Jin-ho played it every single day, training and honing his skills. Fighting stronger opponents was the goal of his life. But in reality, it has long faded. But here, once again, he can feel it. The feeling of a challenger. So, he wishes that today also he won't be able to beat this game either. He is fighting with his enemy, the Demon King named Izar. After enjoying himself and fighting vigorously, the Demon King's health gets too low. He notices that if he plays it further, it might beat the Demon King, which he doesn't want to. He cheers for the Demon King. He tells the king to fight harder. While fighting, he wonders why Izar's attacking pattern is so simple today, and why he can attack it so swiftly. A challenge. He started because he wanted to win, but now he is in an ironic situation where he is afraid of winning. Encouraging his enemy with words and with his hands, dazzling control. However, in the end, he beats the Demon King. With this, our MC Kim Jin-ho has become a champion of two worlds. He breaks his mouse out of frustration. He whines, asking himself that whom he should fight against? A bear. Suddenly, a thunder strikes at his apartment and an unexpected thing occurs. First of all, he sees darkness. He is dizzy and his whole body feels numb. He hears someone calling him with a number 218. As he opens his eyes, he sees rain. He wonders when did he left his room. A person with a number tag 172 tells him that he has been calling him for a long time. Number 172 mentions that they don't have enough time for this as they need to get out of here as soon as possible. Jin-ho looks around to make sense of the location. He notices a flag with a familiar pattern. He gets puzzled while number 172 starts to shake Jin-ho. He tells Jin-ho to get a grip if he doesn't want to rot here forever. Number 172 says that today might be their last chance to escape this damned Kerrion. Jin-ho comes back to his senses, hearing the name of a recognizable place. This place is Kerrion, you say? He asks while being dumbfounded. Am I dreaming? He asks himself. Meanwhile, everyone is running, and his friend is telling him that they don't have any time to dawdle. They should also try to get out of this place. Judging by the sensations he is feeling, our MC realizes that the game he has really entered the game that he was playing, and now it has become his reality. Number 172 drags Jin-ho, and they both run towards the exit. Everything about this is a mystery, but first Jin-ho thinks that he needs to get out of here, but suddenly he stops. He says that it's strange, and since this place is Kerrion, this shouldn't be happening. This is way too careless. His friend replies that it's happening because Director Clark isn't here because he rushed out earlier. Thus, all the prisoners got the chance to escape. Without lingering, Jin-ho drags his subordinate behind. He thinks that the things he heard definitely make sense, but his character's instincts are screaming at him, telling him that he shouldn't, under any circumstances, step beyond the door. The door starts to open, and all the prisoners think that they are finally going to be free. But alas, at that moment, Director Clark appears, cutting the arm of the first prisoner who set his foot beyond the gate. He orders his team to kill all the prisoners who got outside the gate. Each and every prisoner makes a run for it, to enter the prison in order to be safe, but they were all killed in a brief moment. The director orders the other remaining prisoners to round up and tells them not to move. By seeing the dead bodies, number 172 moves and vomits, so he gets a beating from a guard. The guard says that from now on, anyone who moves will be cut down on the spot. Jin-ho sees that this place Kerrion is ruthless, even towards children. At this rate, another massacre could break out at any moment, and if that happens, he will have no choice but to fight. The director stands in front of him. Looks like you got lucky. Or rather, were you just too cowardly to even run away? He asks, while calling Jin-ho's character by his family name Arahant. Lastly, before leaving, the director says that Arahant will regret surviving today and he will be looking forward to it. After Clark's departure, Jin-ho gets shocked to hear the name Arahant. 1 week into his life at the labor camp. There is only one daily routine here, which is stacking stone towers, a meaningless task designed solely to torment the prisoners. After spending a few days in this body, he has discovered a few things. First of all, this body is far too fragile. Just lifting a single stone leaves him gasping for breath. His age is roughly 15, and another thing he is worried about is magic. He tried secretly casting a spell at night, but it was a complete failure, and since the Arahant family is one of the greatest mage bloodlines, for him to be incapable of using magic despite being an Arahant is rather unsettling. Maybe that's why he was discarded in this kind of place. Additionally, from the sideline, one of the guards is ordering him around. That aside, he is now thinking about the synchronization progress, which is presently at 78%. He wonders at this rate when it will get to 100%. While eating, he thinks that he has been keeping up with exercise since arriving here, but with meals like these, he may not make it. Today also, he doesn't eat the bread and offers it to the only person he talks with, while the other prisoners go out of their way to avoid Arahant. This guy is a peculiar one. The Arahant family is an unrivaled lineage of mages. There's a certain rumor about Arahant's signature crimson eyes, that those red eyes are a curse brought upon them for slaughtering too many people, and that anyone who locks eyes with them is doomed to die. He perceives that they are about the same age, and they share a room. Since he has no memories from before possessing this body, he wonders why the young lad beside him is also locked up here. Presently, he is being warned by number 172 that he needs to be careful. His subordinate says that, because of Arahant, the workload has increased. The other prisoners aren't too happy about it, which explains the murderous glares he has been getting lately. Number 172 tells Arahant to especially watch out for the prisoner number 589, who is the leader of the prisoners. He had a notorious reputation in the arena. Rumor has it, he's here for murder. Then wouldn't hanging around me put you in danger too? Arahant asks. Number 172 answers saying that still, they have known each other for a while, so he can't just ignore it. Arahant tells his friend to go somewhere else for now since he will just get in the way, because the situation he was worried about just now looks like it's about to unfold. Number 172 looks behind and sees that prisoner number 589, with his fellow followers, has appeared in front of them. The leader is quite angry, since he heard that their workload has increased just because of Arahant. Arahant is just about to speak up, but he is being immediately attacked by the leader. Arahant dodges it, grabs his opponent by shirt, and lands an impact knee kick. Surprisingly, it doesn't work. Rather than getting a scratch, the leader didn't even flinch and took the attack head-on. Instead, the leader throws Arahant towards the wall. Finally, Arahant smirks, since the synchronization progress rate reaches 100% and gets completed. He gets a power-up and gains his previous life's body structure and skills. He does a warm-up before the big fight. He tells the leader to come at him. Firstly, our MC named Zed Arahant uses his left leg to kick the leader, but the leader blocks it. Zed uses his right leg to counterattack, which actually deals damage, and he doesn't stop there. He continuously uses his kick to overwhelm his enemy. Finally, it's a clear knockout, and he says the exact same words from his previously, that this is why he doesn't like to use his legs. All the other prisoners are about to attack Zed. Cleverly, Zed uses the leader as a hostage. He scares the crowd by saying that he may snap an arm of the leader if they don't call the guards here. So, one of the prisoners volunteers to go to the guards. With this, he escapes the scenario, after some time, with the situation being taken care of. Number 172 praises Zed for doing something incredible. When the hell do you learn to do that? And have you always been this tall? He asks because he thought they were the same height. Zed tells him to start lifting stones to get taller. Jokes aside, as expected, synchronization turned his real-world stats into game stats. Though compared to his real body, this is still a child's level. A real status window appears, which he has been dying to check since earlier. His class, traits, stats, even the penalties are clearly shown by the status window. He sees that the amount of mana he has in his body is 0. Although being a mage, his mana is 0, which is quite baffling. From number 172's perspective, it seems that Zed has lost his mind, moving his fingers mid-air while laughing. While laying down, he thinks that he can't believe his character is this much trash, and it's no wonder he got abandoned. Firstly, he decides to calm down and assess the situation. At least his physical stats and senses are maxed at 100, which is a small blessing. There's a suppression penalty, but he thinks that there's no way he could fully utilize 100 stats in this scrawny body anyway, so he mustn't be worried about this for now. The penalty can likely be overcome through training, but his diet is also too poor. Moreover, there are a lot of traits he has never seen before, and surprisingly, every single one of them is Srank. The only ones he recognized from the game are Poison Immunity and Immortal Gambler. If not for the 0 mana, this would be a ridiculously overpowered character. It's a cruel joke that he has Archmage's Blessing even though his mana level is at 0. Well, he decides to figure out the rest in time, since it's not like there's no way to fix the mana issue. At that moment, one of the guards announces that the numbers whom he will be calling should step outside. With that being said, he calls the numbers 114, 456, 891, and lastly, 2918. The 4 of them step outside. Who are those people? Zed asks. His friend explains that death row inmates. They're getting their final meal, because before execution, they get to eat whatever they want. Amidst their conversation, Zed notices that he doesn't know the name of number 172, so he asks him while introducing himself. Prisoner number 172 introduces himself as Rui, with no family, basically a street rat. Rui, do you want to go out of here? Zed questioned. Ryu says that he is obviously not planning to stay here, and he has a reason, and for it, he must leave this place. Zed asks then how Jui is planning to escape. Rui says that the only way is through the front gate, and the warden holds the key. Zed suggests that then they have to take down the director and steal it. Ryu replies that it's an insane idea since the director is a Fifth Circle knight. Zed remembers that Warden Clark is the kind of knight who despises mages. In the last Savior world, knights and mages are mortal enemies. As he was thinking about how to deal with his circumstances, his friend suggests that should steal it. He says that street rats learn to pickpocket even before they learn to speak, but the warden is always surrounded, that's why he can't do it. Zed realizes something and starts to form a plan. The next day, the guard announces to the prisoners that their workload for today has doubled. Some of the prisoners try to retaliate by saying that the same thing is happening many times. One of them calls the warden a bastard, and the guard holds his blade near that prisoner's throat. The guard says that he is just relaying the warden's instructions, and if they complaints, he should take them up with him. "Why are you doing this?" the prisoner asks. "Why?" the guard repeats, as his eyes point at Zed. Everyone stares at Zed, and the guard steps out for a smoke. Ryu says that the situation is getting bad, but Zed tells him to his distance. Zed realizes that the bastard Clark is stirring up a riot. Since he can't attack a single prisoner outright, so he's using the prisoners to do it, and the guards are also on it. That's why he can't let this slide, just like he did yesterday. Meanwhile, Ryu runs away while worrying about his companion. All the enraged prisoners decide to pick a fight with Zed, and everyone surrounds him and starts to attack, but Zed lands the first blow with his unbeatable legs. He knocks down his first opponent. He feels pretty confident as he tells them to come all at once. All the prisoners gang up and run towards him. Using his fists and legs, he knocks a couple of them. One by one, he starts to knock down all of them. From the sidelines, his friend Ryu can't fathom what he is seeing right now. Then, the leader prisoner, number 589, approaches Ryu. On the contrary, Zed is fighting vigorously like a devil incarnate. "This is it," he says, the thrill of dodging an attack and the electrifying sensation of landing a clean hit. Yep, this is the feeling that got him addicted to martial arts. He just wants to taste this satisfying feeling more and more while grinning. At that time, prisoner number 245 uses his foot to draw Arahant's attention. He tells Zed to stop this while holding Ryu hostage. He states that friends are important, but their threatening backfires. Zed tells them that they just made a grave mistake. As the inmates caught Ryu, Zed tells them that they have made a great mistake. The big guy strangles Ryu, and the tall white guy takes in front with a dagger. The guy tells Zed that he should be honored to fight him as an outcast of Arahant with no mana. Saying this, the man jumped to attack. Zed uses his swift movements and get out of there. The attack lands on the ground. The man gets confused to see that Zed has escaped, But as he looks back, he gets shocked to see Zed had already knocked out his buddy and rescued Ryu. The man panics and asks Zed what did he do and if he used magic. Zed replies that he didn't use any magic. Zed then uses his movements and rushed towards the guy. The guy is mesmerized to see the amazing moves of Zed. Zed then kicks in the neck and sent the man flying. At that time, Director Clark comes and calls for Zed. As Zed stands in front of him, he asks Zed to explain this. At that time, Ryu comes running and tells them that Zed is the victim here. Those guys attacked first and tries to kill him, and what Zed did is just self-defense. Clark then looks at the fallen inmates and asks Zed if he had unlocked his mana. Zed shows some attitude and says who knows. This made the director angry. He releases his aura, subdued. All the inmates. Ryu can't stand it, and he falls on the ground, finding it hard to breathe. However, a shocking event unfolds. The director's presence did have any effects on Zed. It made Zed wonders what's going on, as a civilian wouldn't be able to withstand the presence of a Fifth Circle Knight. At that instant, the blue panel appears. It says that due to the trait of noble soul of the champion, the suppression has been resisted. Seeing this, Zed got the answer of this question. He is also happy. So see that this trait of his will help his resist any mental effects. He finds this an overpowered skill. But this thing is justified, as in his past life he was at the pinnacle of the martial arts world, so there is no way a mere Fifth Circle Knight can intimidate him. Clark is shocked to see Zed is fine, even without releasing any mana. He gets furious and increases his aura. The ground cracks and everyone is crawling in the ground, but due to the S-rank trait, Zed is unharmed. He resists all the aura and stands straight and smiles. The director is in awe and wonders what's happening. The others wardens also can't bear it, and they beg the director to stop now. Seeing the situation, Clark cools down. Zed also feels relief at things get ended like this. If the director had angered him and drawn his sword, it would have been a disaster. Clark then starts to leave and tells everyone to get back to their work. At that moment, Zed stops him and tells him to wait for a moment as he has something to say. The director gives an angry look and asked, "What is it?" Zed says, "I'm sick of stacking stones and always being on guard waiting for the prisoners to attack me. So, I've decided to let myself die." Hearing this, Ryu asked him what he means. "Literally, I choose to be a death row inmate," Zed says. Listening this, the director says, "You know what that means, right? I won't tolerate this being just a momentary whim." Zed then tells the director that he should record his words inside a crystal sphere if he is afraid that he will take back his word. Clark laughs and says that there is no better proof than that. He orders the jailer to bring him a crystal sphere. After that, Zed tells him that his last meal will be birdie beefsteak. Hearing this, all the officers get surprised. Birdie beef comes from free-range cattle raised in the Birdie Plains, located in the southern part of the empire. It is the highest quality beef in Lazy, Last Saber. It is one of the most exclusive dishes. It is said to be so delicious that it restores lost energy. Some in-game descriptions even mention characters feeling like they could win their next battle after eating it. There was also a quest where it was used as a bribe for NPCs. Zed has an important fight coming up, so he might as well take advantage while he can. Besides, he has always wanted to see if it's really as good as they say. As the director stays silent, Zed speaks and says, "It's the price of my life. Don't you think it's a fair deal? And just so we're clear, I only accept S-grade quality beef. If you try to cheat, I'll cancel the whole deal." Ryu is confused. He looks at Zed. Zed then also includes Ryu in his death sentence. The director gets convinced and orders his officers to gather the items of the last meal. Ryu is shocked as nobody even asked about his opinion. Birdie beef is so rare that acquiring it takes at least a week. During that time, Zed won't have to go out to work. While Zed was receiving food from the guards, he devoted himself entirely to training. As Zed is doing push-ups in the cell, Ryu asked him why is he working out, even though he is going to die soon. Lace has a special system that is if a stat reaches its maximum value, 100, the experience gained transfers to another stat, and except for mana, all Zed's stats are maxed out, which means all the experience he earned here has no choice but to increase only his mana. In that instant, a jailer comes and tells Ryu and Zed to step out. Zed gets happy and says that finally it's time. After that, the two of them are taken to the dining area. The whole table is decorated with birdie beef steak. Ryu takes a bite and cries out of joy. Ryu has never eaten something so delicious. Zed tells him to thank him for this later. Zed also finds the taste incredible. But the most amazing thing is that his penalty is being reduced partially. After that, they starts to stuff beef steak into their mouth. On the other side, we can see Clark is his office. A officer come and tells him that the last meal has begun. Clark tells him not to let anyone close them. Clark is lost in the thought of what happened that day. He can't figure out how Zed resist his suppression. He thinks that even though he is a retired Fifth Circle Knight, there is no way Zed, who has no mana, resist him. He thinks that something was wrong on that day. So Toady, he wants to confirm it with the help on this item. On the other side, Ryu and Zed has finished eating. They filled their stomach with the birdie beef. Now Zed can feel the energy overflowing his body. He is eager to test his strength now. At that time, the director enters. Clark calls for Zed. He gets closer and puts his hand on Zed's shoulder. He smiles looking at Zed's face and thinks that he will smash that unlucky face until Zed writhes in pain. Director Clark wants to get a little information about the top-tier magic Arahant family. He wants to threaten Zed and squeeze all the information he can, as this will be a huge gain for him. He uses the bracelet magic to subdue Zed. The bracelet starts to shine, and after a while, B releases immense amount of mana. The director laughs in the thought that how Zed would crawl after this. However, to his surprising, Zed is unharmed. He stands and gives him a nice smile. Ryu can't bear it, and he falls on Clark. Clark immediately pushed him aside. Ryu is screaming in pain. Zed tells the director to stop now. Clark shouts at him and grabs his shoulders and release all his aura. But Zed is completely fine. He simply pushed the warden's hand and tells him to stop already, and says if he is trying to kill him, he should do it properly with a legal execute, not just like madman. The director backs off. He is a huge shock. He can't fathom that why his magic, even after using the magic tool, don't have any effect on Zed. The only logical explanation he has it that Zed is a Sixth Circle mage, but that can't be possible, so he thinks that this is the power of the Arahant bloodline. Clark's heart is broken, even though he dedicated his whole life and reached the Fifth Circle, but it's a shame that he can't even make a young mage kneel. The magic tool also shuts down. Zed asked him if he is trying to dig his own grave. The warden remains silent. He lowers his head and starts to leave. While leaving, he says Zed that the execution will be carried out tomorrow morning. Even the great Arahant can't ignore the laws set by His Majesty the Emperor. He tells Zed to enjoy his last night. After that, the warden returns to his office, even though he didn't get any information, but he decides to write today's incident in his diary. Then is the midnight. Zed and Ryu are in their cell. Ryu gets up feeling nauseous. Zed told him put out the act as he is completely fine as he has manual dexterity. Ryu then smiled and showing the keys to Zed, he asked, "How is his skill?" Zed tells him that he has done a good job. Ryu being's humble and says that he was only able to steal it as the warden was only focused on Zed. He asked Zed if he is fine. Zed replies that he is fine. Ryu gets a bit suspicious and asks Zed if there is something he is hiding. Zed replies him to lift some stones and he will be also fine. After that, Zed looked at his states and sees that the penalty is reduced by 10. He feels different from before. His senses are amplified and his strength also increased. Seeing this changes, he wants to remove the penalty quickly. Zed tells Ryu to rest completely, and after that, they will leave this place. Ryu suggests that they should leave right now, or else the warden will notice them. Zed tells him not to worry as the warden is knocked out right now. Ryu asked, "How is he so sure?" Zed knows this because of the magic bracelet. The bracelet increases the magic for a moment, but it accumulates tons of fatigue. We can see that the warden is passed out in his table. Zed's plan gets smoother, as the warden has come to the hall with the key and the magic bracelet. After resting for a while, they gets ready to get out. As Ryu is questioning about the safety, Zed tells him to stay behind if he is so sacred. Ryu decides to go with Zed, but the problem is, there is no key for the cell door. Ryu asked Zed what they should do now. Zed pushed Ryu and kicked the gate open. Ryu is shocked to see this strength and asked Zed if he really is a mage. As they step out, the guards come hearing the noise. Zed and Ryu rushed seeing them. They gets out of the building and runs in the ground, but the front gate is blocked by the guards. Zed tells Ryu to never stop running and he rushed forward. The knight attacks him, but he dodges and punched the knight in the face. He throws one knight to the others and make many guards fall. He keeps going. He knocks out the guards that come his way. He reaches the middle and starts to take on the knights one by one. The knights come at his will, all might, but Zed uses his brute strength and techniques to knocks them. He single-handedly defeated all the guards. Ryu finds this scene's amazing. After a while, the director comes and sees all the guards crawling on the ground. Zed and Ryu escaped successfully. Seeing this, the director gets mad and he orders to capture them immediately. Zed and Ryu comes to Mata Village. This is a nearby village by the detention center. They hide in a container until no one is following them. After a while, they comes out and Zed asked Ryu, "Where is this?" Ryu tells him that this is a small town called Mata, and this the only village close to the detention center. Zed asked him why did they come here as the guards will search this place first. "We have no choice. Other cities are too far, but if we blend in with the people, we'll be safe," Ryu replies. Ryu then gives some cloth to Zed and tells him to wear this as it will make them look like beggars and they will be safe. The both of them changed, and Ryu tells Zed to stay here quietly, and he will bring in some supplies. Zed asked how he will manage it without money. Ryu smiles and tells him he don't need money. He will steal them. Ryu then leaves telling Zed not to move anywhere, and he will come back quickly. After 1 hour, Ryu comes back with a pair of color-changing lenses. Zed wears them, and his eye color turns blue. This thing is a must for them, as red color eye is a symbol of Arahant family, and blue color eyes are a symbol for Bahal family that is in the south, and among the warriors the blue eye is like an accessory. Hearing the name of Bahal family Jinho, remember of his character. His character's name was Torres Bahal. With his character he finished this game. Arahant are known for mage and Bahal are known for swordsman. Just as their worldviews hate each other, their eye color are opposite. After that, Ryu takes Zed to a place where they can sleep at night. As they lay down on the hay, Zed wonders how did he end up waking up in the game. However, he finds this interesting. He also wants to know why Ryu is sticking with him even though he knows that Clark is after him. Zed knows nothing about Ryu, he just knows that Ryu is a pickpocket from the streets. But for now, he needs Ryu's help, so he will stick together with him. In the next morning, Zed wakes up. He is amazed that he really sleep in a place like this. At that time, Ryu also wake up and says that this place is really uncomfortable for a noble like him. Zed stands up and says that he need to earn money as he need to eat. Ryu suggests him to pickpocket as finding a work will make them caught by the guards. Zed gets out and tells Ryu to forget pickpocketing and quickly find this place he is talking about. Ryu asked, "What is this?" "The underground arena," Zed replies. The scene shifts and we can see the underground arena. In the ring, 2 men are fighting. In that time, Zed and Ryu enters the arena. Inside the arena, everyone is enjoying the fight. Ryu gets sacred seeing this. He asks Zed if this is really the right place. Zed replies that they are exactly where they need to be. In the ring, the fight is getting fiercer. The black man bites the other's fighter's shoulder, but it is of no use, and he gets a solid punch at the face. The black guy gets back, but the red-haired man continues his punches. The black guy gets hit in the ribs. This make the crowd shout in enjoyment. The red-haired man name is Ikas. The audience is supporting him, and they are cheering him to kill the black man. Zed seems expressed to see this fight. He didn't expect that this low-life brawl will be so interesting. Seeing the bloody fight, Ryu gets scared, and he requests Zed to leave this place. In the ring, Ikaz is dominating the opponent. He rushed and punched on the face. The black man's nose rupture and blood starts to come out of the nose. Ikaz didn't stop there. He punched continuously on the man's face. Everyone is enjoying it, but Ryu is a bit terrorized. He looks for Zed, but Zed was not there. Everyone in the gallery gets surprised to see Zed has interfered the fight, and he stops Ika's punch and says that's enough. The opponent is already unconscious. Ikas looks at Zed's eyes. Ryu sees this and gets nervous. He wonders what Zed is trying to do. Zed then asks the referee why isn't he concluding the match. Is he perhaps been bribed? Ikas then freed his hand and back off and asked, "Who is he?" Ikas is cautious to take action, as if Zed is a noble man-child. The backlash will be too much for him to handle. Zed replies that he is just a beggar. The audience gets surprised hearing this. Zed then take a fighting stand. The audience gets mad and tell Ikas to kill this filthy beggar. Zed points his finger to Ikas and says that he will take responsibility and fight Ikas. He then looks at Ryu and tells him to watch carefully as he will show them something funny. Ryu gets closer to Zed and shouts at him. Zed told him to shout up and bet everything penny on him. Ryu tries to convince him one last time, but Zed stops him and says that after this, they will go to eat steak at a restaurant. After that, the match starts. At first, Ikas thought of him as a foolish beggar, but after see Zed's stand, he gets serious. Ikas feels a different aura from the stand. He has never seen or heard anything like this before. Seeing this, he starts to feel nervous, but he overcomes it and rushed to attack. As he gets closer, Zed lands the first hit on Ikas' face. Ikas is bleeding from his nose. He is also confused as he can't grasp what just happened. Zed give him some pointers and punch his continuously. He is completely overwhelming Ikas. Ikas is taking all the punches as he can't find a single gap to strike back. Zed uses his weight to make his punches stronger. He punched on the face and breaks Ikas' front teeth. Ryu closes his eyes from the beginning and prays for Zed. As he opens his eyes, he gets surprised to see Ikas has been pushed back. After taking all the hits, Ikas is on the brink of losing his consciousness. However, he didn't give up, he attacks, but Zed dodges it and punched Ikas' face. Zed lands a final punch and Ikas falls on the ground. Zed looks at the referee and asks what is he doing. The referee then looks at a side, and after that, he declares Zed the winner. Later on, we can see at the front desk is complaining that he didn't get all the money from the bet. The man tells Zed that he gave all the money. Zed then looks at Ryu and sees that he is nervous. He asked Ryu that how much did he bet. Ryu says that he didn't bet all. He leaves some so that after that they have something to eat. As Zed and Ryu is arguing at that time, a lady comes with 2 guards and talks with Zed. Zed asked her who is she. The lady says that her name is Herna and she is the manager of this arena. The lady wants to offer something to Zed, but before hearing it he refused and starts to walk away. The 2 guards stand in his way to stop him. Zed threatened them to move aside if they don't want to end up like Ikas. Even after hearing this, the guards didn't flinch a bit. The fighter you defeated today, Ikas, was a champion. I personally scouted from the big cities. I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. I'll let you go for today, but we'll meet again. Next time, let's talk in a more comfortable setting. I really like strong people. The lady says this to Zed and leaves.